The moment Carlton James became a quadriplegic, he claims, losing the use of his limbs. He was in city jail in May of 2023, seen in exclusive video obtained by NY1 running out of an elevator a short time before. Then, a group of correction officers take him down, holding him there for nearly 5 minutes.
Grab his wrist, grab his wrist.
During the chaotic scene, it is difficult to see what happens. They take him to another area to be searched.
Come on, get on your feet. Get on your feet.
After that, James, whose arms were rear-cuffed and legs shackled, moves his leg towards an officer as he tries to help him with his shoes. They take him down again, the view partially obstructed in the video obtained by NY1. But he appears to hit his head multiple times. And after that, he can no longer support the weight of his own body.
Mr. James was assaulted by corrections officers in the city jails when, as the videos show, he was essentially helpless and trying to follow their orders, and treated so savagely that when he signed his affidavit in our case, he had to sign it with a pen in his mouth because he can no longer move his arms.
James is one of several cases highlighted by the Legal Aid Society and lawyers for detainees on Rikers Island as they argued for an independent takeover of the jail system. He is also suing the city. His attorney would not discuss the case with NY1 as they attempt to, quote, resolve it. But this story is one of several that led to an unprecedented takeover of city jails.
The court's decision this past spring was historic, and she ruled that New York City can no longer be trusted to manage its own jails and come into compliance with the court's orders.
Mary Lynn Whirlwass was one of several attorneys who argued in court during years-long litigation that the city had to do more to protect detainees on Rikers Island. Earlier this year, federal judge Laura Taylor Swain agreed, saying she would appoint an independent remediation manager to take over much of the system. She is currently considering several candidates in a sealed court process. NY1 obtained body camera and security footage of 5 incidents that led to this decision. Incidents that were initially called out by the jail's federal monitor in 2023, saying they raised serious concerns about the department's ability to safely manage the individuals in custody. They include the James incident, a suicide in a mental health unit, and several occasions where officers allegedly ignored detainees' medical issues and injuries. NY1 filed a Freedom of Information law request for these videos in 2023. The Department of Correction gave NY1 this footage over the course of 2 years. In response to this story, a spokesperson for the Department of Correction said, under Commissioner McGinley Liddy, we have made tremendous progress moving this agency forward from years of instability and remain laser-focused on keeping those who work and live in our facilities safe. There is no doubt there is more work to do, but we are seeing improvements both in the data and in the day-to-day functions. Our city and those who work and live here deserve no less. In its response, the department highlighted changes it has made to training, recruitment, and expanding the use of body cameras. It did not answer NY1's specific questions about these cases. In the course of this reporting, we asked the Department of Correction for interviews multiple times, and they declined. We have also asked multiple times to visit Rikers Island, but we were told no. Attorneys for detainees and the federal monitor have said these incidents are emblematic of a chaotic Rikers Island in need of more federal oversight. Cut to May 2023. A very crowded intake pen on Rikers, where some have been waiting for days to be admitted. That included Daniel Cruz. Cruz was in the back of the video and, according to the Rikers Federal Monitor and his attorney, repeatedly assaulted by other detainees. He is taken out of the intake area in clear distress, struggling to get down the hallway. But then Cruz is left in another cell for at least 3 hours, naked and in distress. He was eventually transported to the hospital where he needed to be intubated, had internal bleeding, multiple rib fractures, and a ruptured spleen that had to be removed. He is suing the city. His attorney.
Instead of being taken with obvious injuries to medical, he was left in a cell. He was transferred to a cell and left there for hours and hours with internal bleeding. During this time, his injuries continue to get worse. His case is an example of how people are treated at Rikers Island, and that's really with a lack of care.
In a statement to NY1, Cruz said, "They were supposed to protect me, but instead I got jumped and hurt real bad. I was bleeding, in pain, and asking for help, but nobody came. They left me naked in a cold cell for hours, like I ain't even human." In another incident, a detainee, Rubu Zhao, was on a mental health unit on Rikers and is seen jumping to his death on the floor below. A State Commission on Correction report from earlier this year said there were inadequacies in the psychiatric and mental health care provided to him, but much of the report is redacted. The healthcare provider for Rikers Island told NY1 it disagreed with this finding, and after conducting a quality assessment review, found the care provided to the patient was, quote, appropriate.
We are running Rikers Island, and we can continue to move it forward. And Rikers Island has been a problem for decades. 3 years and 9 months, we have made great strides. We should be able to continue the job.
The city continues to fight the appointment of this independent manager, commonly referred to as a federal receiver, in court. Still, numbers show there are more stabbings and slashings on Rikers than there were when court oversight was initially installed a decade ago. The use of force by corrections staff is also worse than when this lawsuit started. It's for these reasons, attorneys argue, Rikers is more dangerous now than it was before, and a federal receiver is necessary.
And someone who sees that there's an opportunity here to cut through some of the morass and some of the New York City politics that have made Rikers Island a quagmire and I would say, laughingstock of the United States, if in fact it weren't so shameful.
Now, the powers of this federal receiver are still being debated in court, and it's unclear when the federal judge in this case will make her final decision. But my sources, Errol, are certainly hoping that it will happen by the end of the year and are expecting as much.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.